Okay, talking about culture in Argentina. Now on to the food. We soon figured out when we got there, they have a lot of pastas, they have pizzas and burgers. And their pastas, they like them more softer than we like ours. So kind of hard to eat, just a little too gummy. They have a lot of different sauces that you can put on the pastas. Of course, we don't know what each sauce is supposed to be, so it's hard for us to make that choice. Mainly, my kids got burgers when they were there. The burgers, for the most part, have thicker bread, like real thick, like bagel type bread. And we are not crazy about that. We like the light and fluffy bread. For breakfast, they are big on breads, not so much fruit or anything else. So at the hotel where we stayed, they at first had just lots of different types of bread and a couple types of fruit that didn't look like they were in season. Tried the fruit, I think it was honeydew or something. Yeah, it wasn't really in season. And got some of the breads. Now the funny thing about their breads is, yeah, they have a good variety of breads. They don't warm them up. And it's hard for us to eat cold bread and enjoy it. So when we could get a microwave, we found the bread to be really good. Aside from that, it was nice to have some bread. So when we first got here, we rushed off to Iguazu, and there was a breakfast buffet in the morning where there was this goo served next to all the bread. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but it's worth a try. It didn't look like gravy. Turns out it is dulce de leche. I don't know if you've heard of it. I feel like I've heard of the flavor, but didn't know what it was. So of course I tried it, and it's like a caramel sauce. And we always make caramel sauce for our apples at home. This is nice and easy because it doesn't harden up. It's a very popular product here. And so dulce de leche is something we're bringing home for some of our friends to try. Of course, maybe they're like, I've already heard of this. I've already tried it. I don't know why you guys act like this is something new. But we'll see. We like it. Our kids like it a lot. It's good on toast, good on a lot of things. The thing I love about there is the food is all affordable for us, because $1 equals 488 pesos, and everything ends up costing, like for a meal, $20 on average for our family of 4. We had a couple of expensive meals in the touristy spots, which ended up costing $40, so about like America for our family. Felt so guilty and disappointed about that. We were taken out by Tomas to a very, very fancy restaurant, something we would never go to here because we don't do fancy. But it has some stained glass windows and a rude waiter who never wanted to bring us our check, and a lot of good bread. Let's see, I had some bife there, which was really good. My girls ordered stew, and it was not a juicy stew. It was like basically a vegetable mix with some sauce. I thought it was wonderful. The girls didn't like it. It wasn't what they were expecting. We kept seeing in the grocery stores this IPA ice cream on a cone. Finally went running to buy some. It was several blocks over, one subway stop. Got to the store and found out that I only had half the money. So I ended up bringing home 2 ice cream cones instead of 4. Because it takes a lot of bills to pay for stuff there. And we also found out that ice cream, it cost would have cost $8 for me to get 4. So that ice cream was not cheap on sale. Ended up being a dulce de leche ice cream cone. Really liked it. It was very good. The girls got a Kit Kat cone. As for coffee, their price for coffee there, I'm looking at it right now, for a nice bag of Intenso Torrado coffee, which I found out I like. It's Italian coffee. It is $1 or $2, depending on the size you get. Wow. Like $16 here, I looked it up. So, gosh, I wish I brought back more coffee. The girls had McDonald's, which Johora says is about the same as McDonald's at home. It was priced the same as McDonald's at home, too. They high-priced the franchise stuff because they figured the Americans want it. We had some Greek, I guess. Always tasted different than we would expect. Like it had some cilantro, and we're like, that's Mexican, but this is not. They have big variety of breads at any sit-down table you go to. We went to the Paria Caballito place where we ordered some sandwiches for the girls. The meat isn't sliced up on their sandwiches like it is here. So they brought out 2 pieces of bread and a steak in between those two pieces of bread for one of our girls. The other, we ordered pollo, which I thought was chicken, but it was 2 sausages between 2 pieces of bread and some sauce that you could put on it, but no cheese, no regular toppings. Those, I guess you have to ask for extra. The menus were hard enough for us to try to figure out what we wanted to order. We weren't asking for any changes. I think Johora and I both got 2 different types of steak, and I like the steak. They don't like seasoning it, so they cook it great. Season it, no, you got to season it yourself. I got some coffee with chocolate at a shop that Joel took us to. It was wonderful, very small. I went to this Bolkarsi coffee shop, and I had to shop through pictures. I showed them this picture, and they said, oh, that's cappuccino. So I ordered that. It just tasted fine, like cappuccino does. But later I went back and got 3 different types. Well, I got Java latte, chocolatata, submarine chocolate something, and apparently the chocolatata and the submarine chocolate are about the same latte. I got a cafe mocha. My cafe mocha was wonderful. So the next day, went and tried to buy 3 cafe mochas and then a chocolatata for Sia, and they just tasted like coffee with a little bit of chocolate, so they didn't make it the same. We went to this place called Mystica and tried to order a pizza our first night. Turned out that pizza there doesn't always have to have a bread crust. It was a chicken fried steak crust, basically, for our pizza with some cheese and some tomatoes and some olives on top. Girls got a burger, which was as expected. We tried some cake from Balcarce. Went to another place, which was overpriced. Ordered a chicken sandwich. You can see what Johora got for a chicken sandwich. Slice of chicken in between 2 pieces of bread. My steak was great, except not seasoned. And Tomas gave us some nice little, he calls them like moon pies. I don't remember the name of them. But he said that's very popular there. And we had noticed, but I never thought I liked moon pies. So I wasn't going to get one, but when I finally tried it, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. So we brought some back for our friends and family to try. One thing we will say is don't get the mustard because it is sweet, and it, like Sienna said, it ruined her burger one time because I opened a mustard for her, she put it on there, and now she couldn't eat her burger. So I switched with her. Mine was like spaghetti, and so she ate that. And they're hot dogs. They boil them. I don't know why hot dogs are so popular there, called super ponchos, but nothing special. So wouldn't recommend those. Our favorite was the pizza from Kentucky Pizza. It's hard to find some pepperoni pizza there. So we ended up finding out that they had it based on pictures. They had a lot of pictures, so that was our favorite spot. Went there 3 times. The first time was really good. We found out that they don't like napkins there. And this was after we started breaking into the pizza. We're looking for napkins, and they are some plastic transparent napkins like they have at the donut shop to pick up the donuts. I'm like, that's not going to get the grease off my hands. Johora looks around and figures out everybody only eats with fork and knife, their pizza there. And their pizzas usually have ham and cheese on them, or some lettuce or arugula or spinach, sometimes egg. So those are the popular pizzas. They had to go to the back to get us our pepperoni. They did have some good ice cream. We went by and tried to order some ice cream, and it had 1/4 kilogram. We don't know how much that is. And then it had a 1/2 kilogram and a full kilogram. And so it had a deal: buy 2 quartos and get 1 free. And so we were like, oh, this will let us try different flavors. So we asked for that deal. And then he starts getting a big old container and asking us what flavor. Tell him one. And then he's like, what flavor? And he puts the second one in the same one. So we're like, I guess he's going to double it up. But then he ends up giving us 3 of those with 2 flavors in each. We liked the dulce de leche the most, I think. And the chocolate the most. Jav liked the strawberry, but a lot of good flavors. Tasted really good, nice and soft. Didn't taste good the next night, so it's best to eat it fresh. But it was a great deal as far as the money. So maybe at the end of this, I'll show you like how much some of the stuff cost versus how much we paid in American dollars, because a lot of this was a great deal. You could eat out without feeling guilty there. And so that can get you in a bad habit when coming back. But they cook fries well there too. So most of the time we didn't get soggy fries, which is, it's different here. So that's the food in Argentina.